Saturday Spasm Gen Con 50 edition! Hey, Board Game Geeks, what's going on? It's Saturday, and this is your Saturday Spasm on Gamerati. It is good to be a gamer. Well, Gen Con 50 is over, and that I had a great time. I was there last weekend. We actually stayed 4 nights, Wednesday through Sunday. I had a blast. I got the demo games for Fantasy Flight for Catan Studios, and I got some loot. So I wanted to talk to you about my favorite piece of loot. I did get Master of Orion Conquest, which is a 2-player deck builder game. Check out my channel Game Spasm for a review on that one. I got Infiltration, which is an old out-of-print Android game. I got it for 20 bucks in the consignment store. We really like this one, so I was happy about that. I finally got the Tri Le Havre, and I liked it so much we decided we had to pick up a copy, and I had some Mayfair Game Shepherd credit I was able to use to get that. But my favorite pick of the con was Trickerion by Mindclash Games. Now, if you know me, you already know that I really like Anachrony, which is another Mindclash game production. This was actually, they had a handful of the Kickstarter version of Trickerion available at Gen Con, which means it comes with some extra components and some new expansions and stuff, but I'll just give you the gist of this right now. This is a heavy Euro worker placement game, and the theme is 19th century illusionists performing magic tricks. So the object of the game is you're all playing as illusionists, magicians who have to learn tricks and then go back to your workshop and get the components together to make these tricks and learn them, and then you create shows on stage for the audience, and you get points based on how good a show you put on and whether you're the main performer and how many people you had helping you. It's a unique theme. I haven't heard of anything like it before. The maker was actually there. Oh, yeah. Thanks, guys, by the way, to all the makers. You'll see the illustrator. She was a very nice, very lovely lady. And the 2 designers were both there, and everybody signed my copy of the game, so that makes me super happy. And they said that The Illusionist and The Prestige, those were the sort of movies that inspired to make this game. So let me just show you a little bit about the game. This is a Saturday Spasm, not a review, and I haven't even played the game yet. I haven't had a chance. It's a probably 2-3 hour game, and it doesn't have a solo mode. So yeah, so you've got in this game. It's really cool. Let's skip down to brass tacks here. Let's get down to the board. Let me show you the board for this game. It's really neat. It's got 2 sides. The game sort of has a regular version and then an advanced version once you know what you're doing. This is the regular version of the game, right? So this is super cool because this is a worker placement game, and you can place workers up here in town to get money at the bank or to learn new tricks or to, what's the other thing you can do? You can learn tricks, you can get new people, oh, and yeah, you can get new people to help you, and then you can get money. You can go down here, oh my gosh, I cannot, I cannot hold this board straight. If you go down to the market row, you're able to find the components that you need in order to complete your tricks. And the components have 3 different levels, so you've got the basic, the intermediate levels, which has like doves and kerosene and rope, and then you have the basic levels, which is like wood and glass and metal and things like that. And you have a 3rd level, a 3rd tier. Here we go. And this has things like silver mirrors and cogs and fancy locks and that sort of thing. And you don't use up components. These are your permanent components. Become a part of your permanent collection as a magician, so that you can use them for various tricks throughout the game. At the beginning of each round, you do initiative, and once you determine the initiative, which is whoever has the least fame at the time, I believe. You may then also choose to advertise, and you have these tiny posters with your illusionist's picture on there. And if you advertise, you can spend a little extra money to advertise and just get extra fame because people are hearing more about you. And then it all comes down to this in the theater. You have these different cards up here that look like this, and you can put the different tricks that you learn. Each trick will have some tokens on them that you can show that, that represent the tricks. Once you learn them, you put the tokens up here, and you commit to these different shows. You have 3 or 4 nights of the week that you can do shows. Thursday, you get less fame, but it's easier to do the performances. Like, I think the audience is easier to please. I may be saying some wrong things, but I just want you to get the gist because I'm so excited about it. Sunday, you get a great audience, and there's a lot more people there, but it's harder to perform. It takes more energy in order to do it. You have a limited amount of energy. The worker placement part of this is really fascinating because you actually have a set of cards. Each player has their own set of cards that represent each place on the board. So if I want to go to the theater, then for that particular person that I'm using, I would put that card underneath their token. So this is a magician's board that you have. Each person has their own magician board. And at the beginning of the game, you have a certain number of dudes, workers, that are working for you. You have your magician, who has got a lot of power. So he's got a 3 power on there. Your magician has a lot of power. And then your assistant, and I believe you start with 1 assistant, they have a little less. They only have a 1 power. So if I wanted my magician to go do a show at the theater, I would put this like that, right? And the other players can't see. So it's simultaneous placement. You use these cards and place them under the workers to show where they're going to go, and then you get to place them there in initiative order, which saves time on people mulling over what other people are doing and sort of reduces downtime in the game, which is cool. And if I say I'm going to send somebody somewhere, like let's say I decided I wanted to send this little dude here to the market row, so I put that card down, and when I revealed it, it says market row. So I send him over to the market row, and I pick one of the, let's get messy here, there we go. So then I would pick one of the spots on the market row, and each spot has more or less energy. So the sooner you get there, the better a spot you can get. So like if I were to put my worker on the +2 spot, then my worker has 1 energy, and it's +2, so now I have 3 energy to spend on actions at the market row, and each action takes a certain amount of energy. However, if I'm late to the game and I end up in one of the lame ones, and it's a +0, so now I only have 1 energy to use for actions down here. And that is a shame, although I do believe they have this sort of second currency. There is money in the game, but this second currency called Trickerion shards allow you can spend a Trickerion shard to get a little extra energy for each worker. So it's a worker placement, but it's simultaneous, and it's thick and it's deep, and it's like mud, right? And the audience row is actually where you keep track of fame, which is so cool. I can't find the token. So in the Kickstarter version, you have like a little magician that you use over here for this part. Can you even see me? To assign which turn order you're doing in. But you keep track of your points, your victory points or fame points with this, and it moves throughout the audience, which I think is just a really neat thing to do. And then once you know what you're doing in the game, you can flip this bad boy over, and the game gets cooler, because you get a whole new area down here called Dark Alley that you can go to. And then instead of assigning, so many cards, then instead of assigning these basic actions to let you to go to certain places, you can actually start picking up these advanced actions, which not only let you send your worker to a certain location, like if this was my assistant here, my apprentice, and I wanted to send them somewhere, instead of just playing like a basic card like this, I could be playing this, which lets them go to that location, but also gives them a one-time special ability. You use these cards, and they go away. If you don't use them, at the end of the game, they're worth some victory points. And yeah, and I also picked up the money. This is the regular money that comes in the game, but because I wanted to go all in and they had them there, I picked up the clinkets for this game. That is my universal word for metal money. And these are great. There we go. Only one hit the ground. But these are really nicely made. I mean, if you can, I hope this is focusing, because these are such cool money. Clinkets. These are such cool clinkets. I mean, they are substantial, and they feel really neat, and I like them. They're very cool. So this is my favorite thing I picked up. Oh, one more thing. When you recruit more apprentices or people, assistants, you get these additional boards that you can add on to your workshop, and they go on like this. You can put it on the other side, and you can have, if you like the ladies, that's fine. If you like the gents, you can go that way too. So you can have more workers that you'll be able to use by recruiting people in the downtown area. And so that'll give you more opportunities to do more things. Every location on the board has dice that get rolled every turn, and that will show you which things are available to do in those locations. So if I want to go get new people, I roll these dice, and they'll say, oh, okay, then an assistant and an apprentice are available. So if somebody goes and gets one of those, then they flip the die over to an X, and now only one thing is available. If you're unlucky and you roll a double X, then they're not available this round. There are a total of 5 rounds in the game if you're playing the base version. If you flip the board over and play with the Dark Alley, it's got 7 rounds. I cannot wait to play this game. I haven't even played it yet, and I've already decided that I like it. The designers are super friendly. The mechanics look like they work really well. It's gotten some pretty good reviews. It's gotten a couple people that said that it was a bit thick and the theme didn't come through. I'm already in love with the theme. You also get a little workbook that shows you what all the different tricks are, because there's different classes of tricks, and each magician has a specialty that they're a little better at. So I clearly haven't given you all of the rules to this game, but what I have given you is a delicious taste of 19th century illusionist magic madness, and I am really looking forward to playing this. This is my favorite thing that I picked up at Gen Con this year, so I'm looking forward to maybe even doing a review on the game on Game Spasm at a later time. So that is your Saturday Spasm, folks. Trickerion, there you go. Trickerion, autographed right there by Mindclash Games. Special thanks to Richard, Victor, and Vilo Farkas. She had a different name on her name tag. And if you're watching this, you know who you are. Tell us in the comments what name you usually go by. But thank you so much to you guys for telling me so much about the game and teaching me about it. And yeah, hopefully this will make you guys interested in picking up a copy too. Thank you so much. Happy Saturday. I'll see you on the Geek.